Hello, welcome. My name's Dina Jensen. Thanks for watching this video. This flow that I'd like to share with you today adds a fun spiral in the middle of it. And this is inspired by something I saw Carrie Owenko do. So we'll do a pretty traditional sun salutation A, where we go from the top of the mat to a forward bend, to plank, to some kind of back bend that you want, to a down dog. And then at the down dog is where we're going to slide this sort of fun movement in. I've heard this orientation of downward facing dog called skier legs, so you sort of think of that. We'll be stepping feet together, bending knees, and sort of twisting the hips and knees a little bit, and then we'll come down gently on our side body. And from the side body is where things get kind of fun and different and interesting. We'll do a little bit of work for the hips while we're down there, and then we'll get on to our bellies, and then be opening up from fully on the ground to a seated position that will draw us into Marichyasana twist. Okay. So if you have any knee preconditions or issues, the skier's legs may or may not be an option for you. So if you don't want to do skier legs in down dog, simply come down to tabletop pose. You know, you put your knees down and then get on your side body that way. It's a really, really nice way to get into the rest of this flow. Okay. So I would say do a few easy flows maybe before this one. I'm just going to give you this little snapshot. This isn't a full and complete practice. So you might want to do a few things before you actually get into this orientation of the flow, unless it's a little maybe later in the day, or you just generally have you know, a more steady practice and you know yourself well. Okay, so I wouldn't say this is a beginner flow. All right, but it's fun. It's a lot of fun to play around. Let's stand at the top of your mat, facing the short end of your mat. Make sure you have a lot of space that you'll be able to step behind you. And of course, you can always use blocks for your hands. Start in your mountain pose. With your feet under your hips, heels under sits bones. Lift the toes, spread the toes, put the toes back down. Squeeze the toes towards the heels, feeling the lift in the arch. Strengthen your legs, lift through the crown of your head. Mountain. Stacking the earlobe on top of shoulder, on top of hip, knee, and ankle. Take a nice breath here, grounded in the legs, lifted in the crown. And then draw your hands together in front of your heart. Breathe in, arms sweep out and up. Draw the palms together as you breathe out, bending at the hips, and touch something. Let the head lower, maybe bend the knees or straighten the legs. On a nice breath in, step your right foot back a lot. On your next breath out, step the left foot back to plank. So your choice how you'd like it to do a back bend here. I'm going to drop my knees down, and then on an inhale, open up the heart. You could do chaturanga to up dog if you'd like. And then on your exhale, shifting the hips back, lift the knees up, and then lift the hips away from the hands for the down dog. Ground into those index pads of your fingers. Keep drawing your hips away from your hands. Slightly grip with your fingertips. Draw your elbow creases towards each other. Nice breath, bending the knees if you need to. If there's too much weight in your wrists, you probably need to bend the knees and shift the hips back a little. Okay, so let's do our little bit of add-on. Right, step your feet together towards each other. And then you're going to bend the knees and turn the knees to the left, and then come down on your right outer knee, right hip, right thigh, and lower all the way down. You can put your head down on your lower arm, or you can prop yourself up to get a stretch in the neck. Okay, so we're going to here do the clamshell. So I'm grounded just lightly in my front hand. Take a breath as you lift thigh away from thigh for a clamshell, and then lift shin away from shin in what one of my students calls the Charleston. So I've adopted that clamshell to Charleston, or this whole move could be, I guess, considered like a Charleston move. A few more internal, external moves. Hips. Okay, so here gets real interesting. We're going to straighten the legs. Roll onto your stomach. Okay, and get into what would look like almost a cobra shape with your hands under shoulders, your elbows are bent, forehead down, and you start to almost lift up into a cobra. You lift the chest and the head, push yourself up, and now step one leg. Let's step the left leg behind you. Lift yourself up. The left knee stays bent. You spiral the arms around until you hug the bent knee and look over your back arm. It doesn't really matter which leg you do it with, okay? And then, because we're going to do both sides, and then spiral both hands back down. Bring your leg around, land on your belly again, and then whatever side you did, we'll do the other one. You start to lift up. You step behind you. Put your foot on the ground, keep your knee bent, spiral your arms around so you hug the other outer knee, Marichyasana. Spiral the hands back again, and we'll land on the belly. We can add a cobra here, so ground through all 10 toenails, lift the kneecaps, scoop the low belly in and up, and on an inhale, lift the chest forward and up. Exhale, come back down, and your choice how you get back to down dog, so through plank table or however you like to shift the hips up and back. You could also go into the child's or a puppy dog right there. Nice breath in and out. Let's get that right foot forward on an inhale, so you can take a couple steps forward or one big step forward with the right foot. On your exhale, step forward with the left foot. Inhale, lifts the heart, arms up, extended mountain. Exhale, hands into the heart. Let's do the other side. Inhale, arms out and up. Exhale, hands down the middle, bend at your hips, touch something. Inhale, left foot back. Exhale, right foot back to plank, and whatever back bend you'd like to do, you could do chaturanga here or just simply drop the hips, lift the heart. You can even keep the toes tucked. Upward dog. Exhale, down dog, hips back and up. Take a breath or two in that down dog. Okay, so this time for the video, you'll see the back of me, so that'll just give a different understanding of what we're doing here. Step the feet together. Turn the knees in the opposite direction, so it's probably towards your right. Knees and feet turn to the right. Ski your legs, and then you slowly drop down onto your left thigh and knee, and then prop your head up if you want, or let your head rest on your bottom arm. And just breathe as you do the Charleston move. Shin away, thighs away. Shin, lift thigh. One more time. Lifting the shin, lifting the thigh, and then here we go. We're gonna roll. We're gonna roll onto the belly, and maybe you can smooth this out. Lift yourself up. Step one foot behind you, bend that knee. It doesn't matter which one, whatever was natural. Hug that bent knee. Spiral yourself to your belly. And we'll do the other side, maybe fluidly rolling. And then come back down, spiraling your hands down. You can add another extra back bend here. Cobra, high cobra, low cobra, up dog, locust. And then to your down dog. Push the hips back and up. Breathe. Ground through the index pad. Feel your fingertips in the ground and pull those hips away from your hands. Long side waist. Nice breathing, or knees down here. Okay, on a next inhale, stepping the left foot big step forward or a couple steps forward. Exhale, opposite foot forward. Inhale, lifts you all the way back up. Exhale, hands into your heart. So take a moment, see how you feel if you're practicing that with me. Just notice that energy flow, but also sort of the mind, this very new way of moving from the floor and spiraling up. It's so interesting for the nervous system to move in different ways. So feel free to keep going, do some more flows, do the same flows a couple of times, or add your own thing in. And you might want to cool down a little bit, maybe a big toe pose at the end, lying down, big toe pose, or some twisting, and then a relaxation for a couple of minutes at least. I hope that you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching. Please, I would so appreciate if you subscribe to my channel, and then if you tap on that bell, you'll get notifications whenever I post new videos. Have a nice day. Om Shanti Om.